Okay, I should be alive. Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Kings. Playing some more Eternal Strands. Might beat the game today. Might beat the game today, I think. This is a feeling I have. We'll see. It's either gonna be today or it's definitely gonna be tomorrow. I don't think there's much of the game left. Don't think there's much left. Alright, so we had a bunch of quests that we needed to actually just do while we were here. So let's do that. Okay.
Bryn, would you...
Check on Sev? Always. But how are you holding up?
I'm all right. Just worried about him, you know? He did the right thing in the end, and he seems to have come back to us for now, but all those issues that led him to the Eye in the first place, they aren't solved in a day.
He needs us now more than ever.
Exactly.
Okay.
Bryn, I examined the wreckage at the Grand Gate after everything that transpired there.
Found something useful?
The kinetic strand, in fact. The Ark must have torn it from the Herald's pattern in the chaos of the battle.
Think we could weave it into my mantle?
I don't see why not. Its pattern appears to be quite similar to those found on wild creatures and Archons.
All right. We need every advantage.
Then let's get to work.
Hit new power.
And we're finished. This will be quite the powerful addition to your mantle.
How so?
This strand can twist kinetic magic into a tunnel.
This is their flying ability.
In battle, you could push debris or enemies through it and send them flying through the air quite forcefully.
Could I jump through it?
I suppose you could.
Hey, there's a lot of tall buildings, flying creatures. This is going to be great.
You're right. Just try to be careful.
So if you go to it, and then go to Weaver Strand, and go Kinetic Powers, like this one. See? Extra little bit of oomph. It's not really flying, it's more of a, more like a double jump type of situation.
I appreciated your candor in the meeting, Sev.
It was terrifying. Wasn't sure I'd be allowed to stay. You didn't get to voice an opinion with the others. Are we...
Well, I'm not going to pin a medal on you, because Sola says we shouldn't waste the materials. But you did good, big guy. We're a team. And it's good to know you're still with us.
I knew something was wrong the moment that thing started talking to me when Stanild wasn't around. It was very focused on you.
Me?
So much so that it said the only way the plan would succeed was if you talked to it. It reeked of trap. I didn't survive a decade around Tarzan Norians without picking up when someone's holding a knife behind their smile.
But you still took me down there.
Sorry. An educated risk. I felt there was nothing it could do and wanted the whole band to hear it talk. I don't think it understood we have the scry.
And Stanild wouldn't use one, of course.
The Talon was his deepest secret. Whom would he tell?
Can you tell me more about Stanild's plans for once he went through the Grand Gate?
He was counting on Isla. She was exceptional at protective fields. But even then, no. I don't think he had a real plan.
Didn't have a real plan, but still wanted to do it anyway. That sounds
The
smart.
Talon had convinced him he'd be able to survive, and fool that he was, he trusted it. We can't afford that mistake. But I have a theory. You know how the weather sometimes skews wildly hot and cold?
Right. The aeroliths.
What else do we see on similar cycles?
Miasma.
Exactly. So, it follows.
You think the aeroliths are able to affect raw magic somehow?
I do. And in Stanil's private records and designs. I found notes specifically on aeroliths with Norian commentary.
You think the Norians were involved in their creation?
It would certainly explain why Tarza had such access to aeroliths before the Surge. If I'm right, this might be the key to making the source survivable.
Fewer tangles means less dead me. Absolutely. Where do we
Yeah,
start?
less dead me sounds good.
You'll need to head to the Watersmith area of the Institute, and I'll guide you from there.
Okay, going to the Institute, got it.
I hate to do this when we're already dealing with something like 7 distinct major crises each day. I've got 2 pieces of bad news. Which one do you want to hear first?
First one. Absolutely.
Excellent choice. We have a stove problem. We use specially enchanted coals to maximize burn time and minimize weight, and we're dead out of them. And second, the stove itself is dented. Rather badly.
What? How did that happen?
I don't know. I don't do stove maintenance. I'm the logistics girl. Maybe Sev sat on it.
He's still got bum fur, so if he did, it wasn't on.
Regardless, this is a Dam and Sola fix. One problem each.
I'm not sure they're in the best place right now.
That's why I'm asking you. They both love you, and can be grown-ups for the good of the group. Arya's already sick of salad.
Okay. This is where we fix the relationship?
So, about all that stuff I had you bring me. Turns out I don't need it as much as I thought I did when I was sleep-deprived and strung out.
Funny how much clarity comes from a nap.
Yeah. Anyway, I've put all those materials back in your chest. Along with a few other things Arya and the band found cluttering the caravan.
Wow. Thanks, Kaz.
Don't mention it. Use it for whatever you want. Gear, weapons, fixing up the camp.
Okay. Resources. All that just to get only 800. Isn't really enough to do anything with.
Hey, mind if we talk somewhere private?
Isn't this going to talk about her parents?
Lead the way.
I won't be returning to expeditions.
Why, your arm's fixed.
I've known for a while now, but I couldn't bring myself to admit it. My days as Point are over.
I thought you were recovering from your injury.
Not as well as I should be. That I got injured at all was a sign that I'm not as fast as I used to be. I should count myself lucky. Not many Points get a career this long, but I'm not ready for this to end. Especially here, of all places. What kind of legacy is it to reach the Enclave only to sit by the fire?
But you've had an incredible career. And it isn't ending just because you can't go on expeditions.
I know, but it's not the same. And some part of me was hoping to end on a big score. thought if I found out who my father was, if he turned out to be some great weaver like my mother, it's silly.
Tell me.
I thought I could solidify my legacy in history. Make sense of what my own contributions have been, if anything at all.
You're an incredible weaver in your own right. You don't need impressive parents to prove that. And if you had to pick your last act as point, isn't finding your way into the Enclave the biggest score of all? You're everything I want to be.
That's very kind. Maybe in time I'll make peace with what my career has been. But for now, it's too raw.
Is there anything I can do?
Unless you can give me a few years back. This is grief I'll need to sit with for a while.
I understand. I wish there was something I could do to help Aurea see herself the way I see her. Lane knows a thing or two about recording legacies.
I'm sorry.
For what?
You saw through the eye from the start, and I doubted you when I shouldn't have.
I have experience dealing with slimy, over-promising leaders, so foresight was on my side there.
I'm serious. I didn't realize he was capable of this.
What, stupidity? Having no plan whatsoever?
No one could have predicted
He could
he
win?
would be manipulated so thoroughly. That level of incompetence is hard to foresee.
It was pretty incompetent.
The Eye is the highest position of leadership within the Enclave. The most progressive place in the Maida.
Got to reopen.
One we've been told stories of our entire lives. It's become mythic.
The more time we spend here, the more I realize that those were practically fairy tales. I allowed myself to be blinded by his title. I need to be sharper next time.
It.
Lane, I was wondering if you could help me with something.
What is it?
Well, it turns out Aurea's search for her father wasn't just about finding her family.
Crusades into one's lineage rarely are. Let me guess. She didn't find the missing piece of herself that she hoped she would, and now she's having an existential crisis.
Yeah, that kind of sums it up.
It happens. So, what has all this really been about?
She knows she needs to retire, and she's struggling with what her legacy has been.
Ah, isn't it strange how the most accomplished people never seem to recognize their own success?
Yeah, I was hoping you could help with that. After all, isn't chronicling a legacy your specialty?
We could certainly commemorate her career with a written account. A lovely idea. I would suggest we personalize it with anecdotes from each of our traveling companions, as they've been in Aurea's band longer than you or I. Would you interview them for me? Legacies may be my specialty, but you might have the leg up when it comes to connecting with others.
Sure, I can do that. Any tips on what to ask them?
Ask whatever you like. Maybe you want a few humorous stories in the mix? Or some readers prefer heartfelt. Why don't I start by interviewing you?
Me?
Of course. We'll need your input. What has Aurea meant to you?
Aurea was legendary to me before we met. To have someone like her give me unparalleled opportunity and responsibility, it means the world to me. She's a true guiding light in my career.
Great. I'll transcribe that and start her biography. Take notes when you speak to the others and come back to me.
Hey, Dora, I have a pen and paper. God damn it, Gabe.
You know, a lot of points struggle with transitioning into a Watcher's role full-time. And there's never been a point more passionate than Aurea.
I know. I hope this eases her pain.
I'm sure it will. Now, what can I do to help?
We'll definitely highlight Ori's accomplishments, but I'm wondering if you've got any lighter stories to share.
Oh, there was this one time I had to borrow a pair of her trousers after an experiment went awry. Well, borrowed without asking first.
So you stole her trousers? And they fit you?
It was wash day, and I was trying to accelerate the drying process with a little magical heat. When all my clothes went up in flames, no one else in the camp would let me touch theirs. So I borrowed a pair from Aurea while she was out on an expedition, hoping to find a solution before she returned. Alas, I did not. When she came back, she simply cocked a brow and said they looked better on me than her. I still have those trousers. They're comfortable, so I wear them on wash day for a laugh. And if I have to belt them above my ribs, so be it.
Thanks for sharing, Dom.
That's more of a story about you, not about her. But okay.
I haven't known Aurea for as long as the others, but she's done a lot for me. I'd like to help with your project if I can.
Of course, Sev.
What do you want to know?
You said Aurea has done a lot for you. Tell me more about that.
After everything that's happened, everything I've done, she's just accepted me as part of the band. Until now, my position in life has always felt precarious. To just be accepted, no questions asked by someone like her. It means everything. She's given me a home. All of you have.
You'll always have one with us.
For the first time in my life, I actually believe that.
Thanks, Sev.
Glad to be of service.
Bryn, I love what you're doing for Aurea. How can I help?
You've been in the Weaver Band the longest. How do you think Aurea has changed throughout her career?
To be a point for as long as Aurea has is extremely rare. The knowledge she's acquired at a time when Weavers have lost so much is invaluable. She's always been passionate about recovering what was lost since the Surge. Though, I think feeling alone in that ambition has taken a toll on her over the years.
Sorry, I don't have any money. Buy your artwork.
In what way?
Not all Weavers are in this for our
No
collective
monies.
culture the way
I'm broke.
Aurea is. Many of... When Casman didn't work out as her replacement point, she became worried she might never find someone that shared her vision for this band. It meant a lot when she finally found you.
Wow. Thank you, Sola.
Happy to help.
Hey. Oh, Kaz?
Your idea to commemorate Aurea's career with Lane is lovely. How can I help?
If you were to summarize Aurea's influence on your life, what would that be?
Aurea saved me from serious burnout with the Eudean relief efforts. Not to mention, saving me from myself a second time here in the Enclave. I don't know if I'd still be here without her. Or any of you, for that matter. The longer I worked the relief ships, the worse the fatigue hit me. And I think that had become my entire identity. Barely a few minutes into meeting me, Aurea asked if I ever thought of becoming a weaver. I thought she was mad. But I guess she had observed me giving orders and organizing shipments on the docks all morning. By the end of our conversation, I had a new purpose and a home in her band.
That's perfect. Thank you for sharing.
My pleasure.
Okay. front was Warrior Silverbeak.
My hand is cramped. But the account of Oria's career is finished.
Great. I'll gather everyone if you're ready to present it.
I'll need to ice my quill hand. But, of course.
Let's hope she likes this.
She will.
She will.
What's going on?
We wanted to present the latest addition to Lane's archive to you, together. We all contributed, though credit goes to Lane for compiling and writing it.
I've titled it A True and Personal Account of Oria Silverbeak Harpinet.
What is going on?
We wanted to do something special, to commemorate your time as Point.
You didn't have to do all this.
We did. You've done more for each of us time and time again.
No one is more deserving of a place in Weaver history than you, Warrior.
So we took it upon ourselves to write you one.
As a thank you for everything.
I don't know what to say.
Lane, why don't you read just the opening?
Oria Silverbeak, as she came to be known, was born to Sharian Harpinet and Eugenius Osphine inside the Enclave just before the Surge.
Osphine.
Though she never knew her father, her mother hoped Oria would follow in her footsteps as a skilled enchantress within the Maida. But Oria decided to become a Point, blazing her own trail. Something she would continue to do throughout her career, bigger and bolder each time. We'll let you read the rest on your own.
We hope this account will help you see
Guessing there's more
yourself
to the farmer
and
than
your
what we think.
accomplishments the way we see you.
I'm at a loss. All I can say right now is thank you.
Bryn, I was so moved by what you did for Oria. It's clear she means a lot to all of you.
Thank you. She does.
But her father, Eugenius Osphine, I know who he is.
You do?
Yes, and I want you to make an offering for his grave. I can give you a key swatch to reach it.
Wait, you know where it is?
I do. And I'm sure Oria would love to watch you visit on the scry.
Okay, but shouldn't we tell her?
Trust me, this is something you should show her directly. Come back when you've got the offering and I'll give you the key swatch.
What offering is it? Looks like I gotta craft it. That's a thing. Winter Scrap Strite and Oria's Feather. How the fuck are we getting Oria's Feather? There's just one lane here.
One of Oria's feathers would be beautiful as part of the offering for her father's grave.
How much of the winter scrap do I need again? 1D? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Oh, that's 20.
An offering for Eugenius. Time to talk to Arik. I've made an offering for Eugenius's grave.
Great. Here's the key swatch to his farm. That's where he was buried. I'll join Oria at the scry when you arrive.
Are you sure you don't want to be the one to place the offering? This was your idea, after all.
It will be more meaningful for her if it's you. Trust me.
All right. Thank you for this.
Ah, good. We're all here.
Yes? We're here to talk about the stove.
Stove, that's what we're here to talk about.
Anyway, stove's not working. Campfire sucks by comparison. How are we fixing this?
Yes, please, let's talk about the stove.
Stove, please.
How did we run out of coal anyway? I spent 2 days in Varentia working on that last batch.
Sure, but then we ended up in the Enclave. So now we need to find more. Also in the Enclave.
I don't easily have the materials to process another batch. But the temple might have some. I hate to admit it, but that was the one really useful thing I took out of my time with the Church of the Hallowed Pyre. They know their fuels.
Great! Temple. But what good's coal without a proper place to burn it for cooking? Sola?
If we're able to find coal like before, then it'll just be a case of reforming and reinforcing the old stove. I will need a few materials. I'll draft up a list for Bryn.
Good. Excellent. We're moments away from hot food. Go team!
So I'll...
Go team!
Go team! Alright, what do we need for the materials over here? Wait, what? Where? Oh, there she is. Well, what do we got? Oh no, I don't have any of these materials. Let's just hope we have them when we're out. No? Alright, so let's do the Heartfire. Let's do this one first. And we'll just do everything else while we come up on them. Farm sought by Ori is now available via the Loom Gate.
What is this place?
Osvine Pastures. Your father's farm. I thought you'd want to see it for yourself.
My father lived here.
More than lived. He gave his blood, sweat, and tears for the Enclave here. Eugenius Osvine may not have a statue in Denevron for excellence in weaving or kissing the eye's arse, but he kept the surviving weavers afloat during the aftermath of the Surge.
I had no idea.
So who took over his farm? They wouldn't have just let his farm disappear. Sure, there's no way. If it was holding this, like the capital afloat.
After the Surge, he only kept enough produce to take care of himself and his workers. The rest went to weavers across the Enclave, and his generosity led to many helping him in return.
I can't believe he did so much for the Enclave.
He was a true leader, if not in the most traditional way. A community of workers formed around him, including ex-points, who would transport his food across the Enclave in these caravans. Many of whom went on to form the Scouts as an organization that still exists within Cassidan's Hold today.
So that's how you know all this.
Before the Arcs began malfunctioning, they were integral to farming across the Enclave. Many farmers refused to stop using them because of their efficiency, even at the risk of their farmhands being attacked. But your father scrapped his Arcs as soon as he got wind of the first malfunction to keep his workers safe.
That can't have been an easy decision.
But he made it, anyway.
Everyone thought he was mad at the time, but in a few months when the attacks became widespread, his forethought was recognized.
Okay. Where am I going?
After the Surge, aftershocks destroyed many farms, including this one. tangles spread across the land. Crops began to die. While other farmers abandoned their livelihood, Eugenius never did. He had to rebuild many times, but he weathered every storm.
Wow. My mother told me he was driven.
Of all his workers, Eugenius was said to be the first one in the field each morning and the last to leave at night.
He sounds a lot like you, Aurea.
Oh, that's the wall.
This looks like a wooden carving of your mother, Aurea.
Please, bring it back for me.
Of course.
Alright, too much. Yeah, bring it back.
This must be your father's grave, Aurea. I'll place an offering here. It certainly won't be lonely. Are all these offerings for Eugenius, Eric? Some of the flowers are fresh.
The scouts continue to take care of his grave to this day, to honor all the sacrifices he made for the Enclave.
He must have been an incredible man.
This is so much more than I ever could have expected. Thank you for showing me, Eric. Truly. And Bryn, when you come back to camp, there's something I need to do.
Okay, and that would be what? I was thinking maybe there's some more codex pages down here or anywhere else, but not. There's still a wild pack of... Oh, there's still a pack of whatever these one guys are here. I have no idea how to get out of here. And I can't use any of my materials, so I had to find the way out. Yeah, but someone would most likely would have took up his place at that farm to keep it going, especially if it like still had use as a farm. Yeah, they would have just gave it up. Especially if it was producing a lot of food for the Enclave.
All right, everyone. It's no secret that my role in our band is changing. What each of you has done to help me find peace in that is more than anyone deserves. And the time has come for me to say that serving each of you as point has been just... Being your point has been the privilege of my life. I've loved every minute of it. But in every ending, there's a new beginning. She's been doing the job since we got here, and the time has come for us to congratulate Bryn on formally becoming your point.
Well deserved.
She's been exceptional. We're in great hands.
Bryn, care to say a few words?
I wanted this role for so long that, truthfully, the band I got it for didn't matter to me. But you've all taught me that this role means nothing without good people to serve.
I couldn't ask for someone better to pass the torch to.
Thank you, Aurea. That means everything.
You earned it. And I should have done it a while ago. It was just hard to let go.
Discover the truth of Ares' heritage. Okay.
What
Isn't
my
that quest line's
father
finally ended?
did for the Enclave is... well, it's more than I could hope to achieve. It's funny. My mother never lied about who he was, but she did leave a lot out.
Sounds like he was the hero she described, if not in the way you expected. But from where I'm standing, he seems more deserving of a statue than most.
Yes. You know I never looked down on my father for being a farmer, right? My reaction to finding out his identity for the first time wasn't about his job or him not being who I wanted or expected him to be. It was about me, not being who I thought I wanted to be. But perhaps my way of measuring success has been far too narrow all these years, and I can't help but wonder if my mother's
You're
was
screaming in the
too.
background?
If that might be why she never told me who he was.
Maybe that was a part of it.
It wasn't like she put pressure on me, but there were always unspoken expectations. I needed to perform. And I'm grateful to her for that. I wouldn't have the career I've had if it weren't for her. She was a great mentor. But perhaps there's a cycle to break when it comes to how my family has defined its legacy.
I think that's beautiful.
You do?
Of course. I told you I look up to you. I can't wait to learn as much from this phase of your career as I have from all the others.
Me too.
Me too. Okay. A little weird, but okay. Me too. Oh, where are we going now? Quests now are... craft a new stove. Find this special material in Upper Denevron. I think I want to go get those other two materials now that I have access to being able to fly over there. So we can go to Upper Denevron and then Lower Denevron for those two. The one in Lower Denevron is probably the closest one. Go to the Broker's Arch and just go over there real quick. And just go back and then get it. This is the best time and opportunity to go do it because I have no materials on me. And let me guess, it's a flash freeze at this exact moment. Sucks. Okay. That's all I needed. Where's this last one at? At the riverside, right? Yeah. Alright, so now we need to head over...
I've got you.
Okay. How the heck do I do it then?
That's as far as I can push the scry.
Not gonna have no stamina.
Hold on. Hold on.
Maybe I have to do it as I maybe I have to level up the thing. I don't have enough oomph for it. Maybe it goes farther. More level up. No idea. Those four. Oh, that guy sit up there to attack me? I juggle a lot of materials, okay. Yep. Still going that direction.
This place never fails to impress. Just imagine it before the rain. Volcanically treated coal.
Let's go in there. Bro, go in here. See a way down, but not a way up. See if there's a way to climb. That was it? Seemed all that fanciful. There's a codex page up somewhere. Had to be. Right at it. Let's do Cassidy's Hold. I gotta go to Cassidy's Hold.
One never quite forgets that smell.
Temple coal taking you back?
Unfortunately, yes. It conjures up images of stern keepers, hot stuffy vestibules, and ranted invective posing as sermons on the evils of magic.
And making sure they stop working again. The two thing worked, so I don't have to worry about the stupid USB cord, but no.
It was everywhere in Renland. The church has the nation in a stranglehold, and so I left at considerable speed. I don't think I really stopped running at all until... well,
Until you met the love of your life.
yes. I thought so. I still hope so.
It's been a strain on you both.
I'm sure everyone has noticed.
Need an ear?
Maybe. It's clear she yearns to just stay here in the Enclave, even if we brought down the veil. But I find comfort in the road. It has few preachers and no community dedicated to strangling out individuality.
Worried if you stop moving that it will catch up with you?
I suppose I am still running in a way.
Does she know that?
It's not something I want to burden her with.
She's strong in a lot of ways. Something to think about.
Right. Yes, I shall.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, let's take that again. I'm sorry. I needed a moment to step back and refocus after going off about Stanild. I am, I think, okay now.
I'm impressed. Not everyone can pull themselves out of that kind of anger.
A hard-won skill. When I first made head of the Scouts, Stanild did everything he could to undercut me. His favorite trick was poking and prodding until I lost my cool. Always worked.
You've seemed pretty together around him when I've been there.
Yeah. I started practicing Valanshir.
What's that?
The intersection between meditation, bare-hand combat, and breathing exercises. There's a complete series of whole-body motions, painfully slow, moving from pose to pose while controlling your breathing. But at the end, just before you reach the final pose, you explode into the final position, usually exhaling hard like, ha!
And that helps.
Oh yeah. It's a solid workout controlling your motions, but the real struggle is the mental focus, which can be exhausting, but after a few months of practice, it's like being able to slide into that calm headspace on command. A few deep breaths and Stanild can't touch me. Well, except when he puts my people in danger with his ego.
My mum used to say I could use some impulse control. Maybe I should get some lessons from you. And again, I'm truly sorry to hear about the losses.
Why's his face look like that?
We'll make their sacrifices meaningful.
Yes, we will. Whatever it takes.
You look thoughtful.
I've had something on my mind, actually. You have a moment to talk somewhere quieter?
Of course. Your lead. It's nice to have a moment alone.
I admire your band very much, but do enjoy that my room in the hold offers some privacy and a door I can close.
Not a lot of doors around here, that's true.
I don't think there's any doors around here.
Sometimes I just need to close out the world and think.
Speaking of, what's on your mind right now?
You, to a distracting amount. The way you move smoothly through life. How direct and certain you are.
Okay.
I just try to meet people where they are.
That's also how you move when you fight. It's got an elegance. It's got strength. It's exceptional. And yet, I can't help thinking I shouldn't let my brain drift to you. There's big, real, deadly problems to solve. And we come from different worlds. You're so well traveled, you've seen things, and I've been here. Just here. So, yeah. There's a lot of reasons it might not work, but I like you. A lot. I'm afraid to risk the friendship, but I need to take a chance that there could be an us.
We're gonna actually be able to choose.
Eric, I am incredibly touched that you think of me that way.
I sense a but coming.
Yes, you're a great guy, but I don't really feel the same about us. I hope you understand.
I do. There's so much happening right now, I wasn't even sure I should bring it up. But I'd regret it if I never asked. And now I have. Still friends?
Absolutely. And always.
Good. Thanks for hearing me out and just for being honest. It means a lot. Hey you. How's my favorite point doing?
Really well, like always. Thought I'd see how you were holding up.
Still reeling a little from the attack, but getting my feet back under me. Forces me to be up all day more often than I should. I should talk to Dharm about that, actually.
Dharm uses some kind of sleep aid. Lane could help you with that.
Oh, are they the secret weapon? I wondered how Dharm does it. I can stay up past noon regularly, but I wear down if I do it too much.
To be fair, I think that's just Dharm. Fueled by his love of enchantment and solar in equal measure. The scouts probably appreciate you being available all day, but that will wear you down if you're not careful. You must have a day watch head who fills in when you sleep.
Yes, but I can't resist getting involved when it's important. I'll talk to Lane. Maybe they have some extra tricks up their sleeve.
How many more of these are there?
How are you feeling after our talk?
We're still friends?
Of course.
Then I am fantastic. There's zero hard feelings here, Bryn. Sometimes it just doesn't click, and that's sincerely okay. By the way, did you hear what Aurea said to me?
No?
I guess you can call me Madame Osphine.
No!
Oh, yes. You are a smart, capable, and amazing person. But you're a menace.
You gonna take her father's last name? Okay. And do I have these materials? Aha! I do. Let's go. I have these legendaries on a freaking stove. It looks like a cauldron, but okay.
It's significantly easier to do a repair than working up a new suit of armor from scratch. I'm going to go soft.
We could use some really intricate chandeliers to brighten up the place.
Casman would be happy. Though, I strongly suspect this entire thing is an elaborate ruse to get Dharm and I talking.
It's not like her to run out of things, it's true. Is it working, do you think?
I don't know. The intentions are good, but I'm hurting.
I think you both are.
Yes. But I'm the one who's been following his dream of wandering the Maida for years. And the moment I say, hey, maybe we could do something else, he shuts down.
You're right. That doesn't seem fair.
It isn't.
He didn't have a great reaction to what you said, it's true. But at the same time, he was rather caught off guard.
Well, perhaps it was a little abrupt.
Maybe he deserves a chance to have a second reaction?
You're as bad as Casman. Speaking of, we should see her and present the fruits of our labors.
So that was the new thing we got.
I had a chance to run a test, and I would say our stove is cooking better than ever. Keeps the heat well, burns clean, a job well done.
Dom's always been very good at treating that kind of coal. Must be the Wren in him.
Hardly. No, I simply find my inspiration in...
I think...
Shh. Oh. Sola, I have an idea.
Oh?
Tarmakind uses exceptionally precise temperatures to work the metal, yes? Sometimes exceptionally high?
I mean, yes, but...
I finished Xavier's journals. He was quite thorough and talked extensively about working with the Halapai priests.
Nothing quite helps me commune with the flames like someone slamming a hammer into metal.
You'd be surprised. But I imagine Dom means the shrine underground. I saw it mentioned too.
Precisely. And perhaps we could lean on our intrepid point to investigate.
Of course. I'd be happy to.
They must have kept records. Samples, perhaps.
I really appreciate this.
Okay. So, guessing let's go back to the hearth, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Do I want to check to see if there's anything I can upgrade? I haven't checked at all today. It's been an hour. See if there's stuff we can reforge into better materials. Bow could be upgraded. This bow could definitely be upgraded. Oh, this is level 1, this is level 3. But it says all legendary, this says only some legendary. This thing's level 5. And this one's maxed out. 200 is probably the max damage you can get out of it. Now, if I'm gonna get Tarmakind stuff here in a second, I'm gonna actually do that after we get the Tarmakind gear. I'm hoping after this quest is over, we get both the Tarmakind clothing, whole pieces, so we can finish off complete heat stuff. Go to Cassian's Hold, do the Axle. There's 2 missions for the Axle we still need to do. Actually, do I want to go do that? Because I think that's main questline stuff. I don't. Oh, it doesn't matter. Right, anyway. Hey, look, his
You are
boots off.
hardly in any position to make lofty demands. The council convened and unanimously stripped you of your role. You no longer hold the privileges of the Eye.
And how quickly did you convene that council? You hardly waited for my daughter's body to cool.
She is dead because of you. Because of your reckless behavior and deception, no less.
Council? There's a council underneath the spindle axle and the eye? I thought the spindle axle and the eye were the council.
Harun, how dare you? Every decision I've made, every action I've taken has been for her protection.
Abandoning her at the Grand Gate was for her protection. We all saw you on the scry. And that is Khan Artemay to you, Kenrick.
Is this a bad time?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
No. You're more than welcome at Cassidon's Hold. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
I came to offer my condolences. To both of you.
Oh, thank you.
In the end, she was braver than any of us could have imagined. She took a stand and did what she believed was right. I owe her my life.
She was exceptional. It's hard to imagine the Enclave will ever recover from this loss.
Then why are you so opposed to giving her the funeral she deserves?
With the Surgeborn swarming Denevron, we can't risk a trip to the Hallowpire Rise.
For generations, every Stanild has received the rite of ashes upon death. Isla will not be the exception to this.
Could I perform the rite on your behalf?
You? Don't tell me you're a Hallowpire priestess on top of being a righteous pain in my ass.
Skies, do you want a funeral or not? She's our best option.
Isla saved my life. I want to help you honor her death.
I suppose you do owe her that. Fine.
I owe her that? Okay.
For the rite of ashes, you need to burn an object that was sacred to the deceased upon the high pyre. As you collect the ashes, you must read a rite aloud to thank the flames for bringing the deceased to rest.
Do you have an object that was sacred to Isla?
Isla's most prized possessions aren't in Cassidon's hold. She had a secret refuge in Dredger's Mire. You're sure to find something. She was always sneaking away at night to work there.
You knew she was sneaking out of Cassidon's hold.
I knew my daughter better than she realized. Return to me with the ashes.
Thank you, Bryn.
Okay. Where's the axle? There she is. Here it is. Whatever it is. The bird.
Before you ask, the answer is maybe.
About the scries? You know?
Of course I know. In this role, I can't afford to be oblivious to one of my colleagues sneaking about. And while well-meaning, Arakim is about as stealthy as a glass tail on rice paper. Which brings me to my question.
Isn't he a scout? Isn't that their thing?
Maybe to yes or no. Why are you here and not him?
I'm here because I don't have a history of being discouraged by the bureaucracy of this place. Again and again. My hand hasn't been burned so often that I'm afraid to cook. And I'm not pointing the blame at you, but I know you can empathize with what I'm saying.
Let me come again to the point. Why you, and not Arakim?
Honestly, I don't think he knows how to ask.
It's as simple as him asking me. I am not Stanild.
No, but you have to prove that to Arik as much as he has to prove himself to you. That was the lesson I learned from Oria. The best leaders are mentors and meet their people halfway. That's what Arik needs from you.
An interesting point. I suppose he did not receive much support. Well, ever. Very well. You have my approval. I shall be watching very closely to see how this proceeds. And fair winds. I hope you can find your answers. I just wish Isla were here to help.
Hey, I can't imagine how you must be feeling.
I am broken. Everyone wants a piece of me. Regardless.
Because you're in charge.
For now. Someone had to be. I don't know how I'm supposed to carry on like this. Without her, my support is gone.
It's really crazy because she just got together with her and then she dies literally a day later.
Dust. She wouldn't want me to cry. So I won't.
You can if you need to. I know our Weaver band is still fairly new here, but you've got our support. All of us.
The funeral will honor her memory. Even if it's not what he wants, she would understand that it's enough. One day at a time, Bryn. That's all we can promise to ourselves.
You mentioned you were in charge. Does that mean you're the new Eye now?
So the council is larger than just the 3 main representatives. As you heard, we convened and unanimously agreed that Kenrick had overstayed his welcome in the role of the Eye. So he's been stripped of that, and by default, that means I'm in charge. Emergency authority. Am I the Eye? No. And nor do I particularly want to be right now. But when the time is right to hold elections, we'll do so. We need to break this cycle.
What cycle do you mean?
Council seats weren't permanent before the surge. That idea was Kenrick's, and it's clearly not worked out for us. So again, once we've solved this crisis, we'll chart a new path. Assuming we survive. After all, we could all be dead this time next week.
Very possible.
You're going to speak to the Talon.
I don't expect to get much out of it, but yes.
Be careful. Clearly the Talon was able to manipulate Kenrick, and while I know you're not the idiot he is, speaking to that thing is risky.
Why don't we just kill it? I think we should just kill it.
I just have to find out what I can. If the Talon has any insight that can help us.
It's a risk worth taking, I know. Just don't reveal anything in the process.
Nah, I'm good.
Certainly where emergency powers of authority.
Why is Kendrick still in this room? Didn't he been like casted out? Right? That's the Dredger's Mire, so we can go do the Dredger's Mire for that. Or we can go do this emergency gate stuff here. Up to Ericum. Not sure where here we need to actually go, so I guess we'll just go here. Okay. There? Maybe. Where is, what is, here it is. Another one.
That might be Ida's secret refuge. It's actually not too far from Lucia's workshop.
Okay, where are we going?
Isla dedicated her life to restoring the Arks. Darm's right. We will need to continue the research. She for the right.
That means I have to destroy this place because this one guy's here.
A letter from the Axel. I should take it back to her. A toy Archon. That's sweet. Dom, do you think this could work for the Rite of Ashes?
It's perfect.
Isla also had a copy of On the Workings of Archons, marked with annotations, just like Lucia's.
Could be useful.
Wait, I'm losing you.
You hear me better now?
Yeah. Weird. The scry was cutting out.
Strange. At any
Supposed
rate,
to happen?
the book could be useful. Once you've completed the
Still think
ritual,
Lucia
I'll
is
take a look.
her mom. Thought that yesterday. Still think it today. Burn the spire's toy at the altar of the host spire in the upper den of Ron. Okay, done in here.
What did we learn about the scries, fellas?
Nothing good, unfortunately.
You know how all enchanted things use woven patterns to achieve their effects, yes? Well, the scries used here for decades were warped. There's no other way to describe them.
Some sort of corruption or decay?
Not exactly. More like elements had fused or connected in different ways than were intended by the enchanter.
I take it that's not normal.
Darm's never seen it. And I asked the High Enchanter, and he had never heard of it either.
Even more worrying is that the Mirian's bloom also behaved strangely while we were trying to distill it. Normally there is a very rote set of steps, but it took Lane and I several tries to find the proper alchemic ratios to make it useful.
And then we have the Spitfires, acting more aggressive than normal, nesting in odd places. Putting it all together, we're seeing a worrying pattern of unexplained changes.
Ones that would be hard to notice if a certain band hadn't broken through the veil. We can confirm these changes aren't happening outside the Enclave.
Huh. What do we do about it then?
Darm and I have been talking about it and have some ideas. Give us a little bit of time to see if we can come up with a plan.
I'll leave you to it.
Okay. Alright, we're about to go to Upper Denevron anyway, so let's go do that. Did we do upgrades for everything? We did.
The last conversation I had with the Spindle was about Ira's plague. I went to Cassidy's Hold to visit her.
Really? Well, my understanding was that she didn't experience it herself.
No, but she understood being stigmatized by it. Even though Ira's plague affects many races, most believe it only affects Kashar. I haven't known many others like me throughout my life. Not intimately, at least. It was nice to speak with someone who understood that part of me.
I'm glad you got that chance.
Agreed. We never know how much time we'll have with someone.
Too true.
Wait, where am I going? Emergency gate and appealing keys. Healing maze? Oh, it's over there. Far left. Who's the big guy? They don't want anything to do with him, to be honest. If there's an easy way to kill him, I would do it. I would do all the other guys, but that guy is, there's no easy way. It's just wasting a shit ton of time went through his animation process. But I'm not a fan of, so I'm gonna go around him.
Intriguing to think of weaver smiths and priests working side by side down here.
The preachers you grew up with would launch an hour-long diatribe at the very thought, yeah?
An hour would just be the introduction.
That's a thing right there. What? No! Void Hammer is new, I think. I remember seeing it. All that just to get this. Where'd the other guy go? Wants me to go that direction, but the means of getting over there. Where am I currently? Emergency gate. Actually need to go probably all the way down on the left. Alright, now I need to go to practically the other side of the map. Fuck, he's on my ass. For sure it's easy to kill him. But there's not. Yeah. Funny thing is, Whirling Maze is where we should go, but yet the quest is telling me to go that way. Oh, apparently we didn't actually finish what we needed in the gate. I thought we did. Shit. What? I thought I grabbed it.
This is promising. Detailed smithing logs with Xavier's name on them. Lots of sketched out designs, mostly in the margins.
Doodles always help me think too.
Doodles, huh?
Is that bottled magma?
I've got one. I can't believe it's still warm. And you can feel the magic pulsing through it.
I wonder if proximity to the coral has affected it in some way.
Think that's all I'm going to find down here. Get your research hat ready, Lane. There's a lot.
I do not. I do not need a hat. I don't need a hat. Maybe you do. Maybe you do need a hat. Did you ever think about that?
This is really very clever.
You figured it out then?
Yes, Xavier's idea was to use an alchemical process similar to what Dharm and I just did to treat the coals. Elements left over from weaving flame strands distilled and used to treat magma.
Literal magma? The blood of the earth?
Enchanted magma. Measured precisely from one of Xavier's containers, he could delicately control temperature in a forge or foundry.
Sola will be over the moon. I'll let her know.
And I'll collate the more technical details. They'll be ready when she is. I've been running more tests on the bloom you recovered.
You didn't need it all for Darm's tools?
No, thankfully. We had a number of false starts with the alchemical processes, but we had enough petals even then. It does speak to the issue, though. I tried every control I could think of, and can only conclude that the bloom itself is off.
Could it just have been that one flower?
Perhaps. Either way, it warrants further study. But Arakim's offered to help us collect more, so it won't impact you.
Okay, so they're not gonna make me go do it again. I guess developers know, like, the player character is not gonna want to actually go do this whole quest all over again. That'd be crazy.
Magma? Can you believe it?
Is it not lava?
I thought it was only lava if it bubbled up from underground. But now I'll have to ask Lane.
You heard the news then?
Oh, I'm sorry, Bryn. We ruined the surprise.
It's fine. Just nice to see you so happy.
We're confident that between the two of us, we can make Xavier's plan work.
And I'm keen to try it out. I was up sketching all night, and I have an idea for some armor to act as a test. If it works, we'll gather more. The veil has to open someday, and with this magma, we could be on the road for months.
Or maybe we'll stay. Either option provides you many potential students.
Or maybe, just maybe,
We could do both.
we'll make it work. After we get this bloody enclave sorted out. Right, Bryn?
I have every faith we will.
Isla sacrificed everything for us.
Still can't believe she's gone.
Her death could have been prevented if... Never mind. I can't
Okay, so we did get both. Okay, cool. That's the Frost version. It's the Fire version. Definitely more feminine looking than what I'm currently using, which is this one. $13 versus the 1. So yeah, they still have the crap ton of weight to them. Weird how this has default more cold resistance but less weight. But it does lose the 2 in armor. Alright, so let's dismantle on and the Earthguard stuff. Heroes back from those. Craft down. Craft down. Go. There's no pants! Hurry forward. I need iron leather. Need a lot of it. wasn't a lot of materials.
Worse than materials, I'd say.
This one's flame torn leather. Aren't those purple though? They're purple. Alright, so now we're out of materials. So they're all level 3 besides the gloves and the helmet. I could probably get the Charmerkind helmet as well, just to have it all matching. Let's do that. Askinet. Iron leather.
I've always wanted to build something like this.
I can get this upgrade level 2 if I buy some, what, 2 more iron leather and the 1 purified? We're completely out. I'm gonna reforge the greaves.
Most people couldn't even stand straight wearing one of those. You, however. Worse than materials, I'd say.
Missing 3. Missing 3. How many materials now? Or not that one. This one's 2. Missing 2. My flame stuff now is probably
So,
really high.
I strongly suspect shenanigans, but also thank you.
About the stove?
Oh, absolutely. But shenanigans almost always come from a place of love.
Or lead to one?
Well said. And this forge is going to be invaluable, so we all benefit. Including the future students I'm imagining up.
Any standouts in your illusory class?
There's a shy, red-headed lad named Carlos. He's going to go far. I just know it.
Okay. So now my fire gear is like probably pretty good. Yeah, we're at 250 heat resistance. Armor is below 200 now, but our weight's down below 100. So we should have a lot more stamina and speed now. Yeah. And then like our stuff's not even like maxed out. Like we still have like 2 more levels for each, plus the thing, which is another level plus 3 for the gloves. That doesn't even count all the stuff I need for the frost. I want to make the frost
thinking
equal.
about how we managed
We probably don't need to do that.
trap the heat of molten rock itself.
And you and your wife seem through a complicated patch?
I never doubted we would find a way through. This time was different than the other spats we've had. I am very grateful for your help. I would not know what to do without Sola. She is very much my guiding star.
You're welcome. You big romantic. Just keep talking to her, and the nights will be cloudless.
Indeed. Indeed. It certainly is disturbing to think an enchantment can warp.
Any sign of our scry reacting, like the Heartsider ones?
None, but it might be a matter of time. Who knows what a year or a decade might bring? We'll have to watch closely. Oh, that's rather exciting now I think of it.
That tree.
Dom and I have been running down the mystery of our alchemically odd plants and degraded scries. We've got a working hypothesis, but we're going to need to lean on you again to prove it.
As long as I don't have to do any more cross-swamp runs, count me in.
Worse, I'm afraid. We think the source of the problem might be the miasma. Darm's theory is that it's slowly affecting the patterns inside the Enclave.
Our enchantments?
Everything. We've never been able to perceive or harvest them, but there's a school of thought that everything alive has a pattern in it. And if that pattern allows us to interact with and control magic, the theory goes that magic might be able to affect us in turn.
You think we're in danger?
Obviously, tangles are inherently dangerous, but that's the question we want to answer. Could they affect the creatures here in more subtle ways? Could too much magic explain the Spitfire's behavior? If so, we have to worry there might be long-term effects on all of us.
Spirits. How do we prove it?
You've been collecting resonance for all your time in here, as have our enchanters. That data gives us a baseline. What he needs, then, is a comparison resonance harvested during a miasma from any of the natural beasts. Arcs won't help, alas.
Right. I'll tackle it as soon as I can.
So, what does he want? Harvest is trying to collect the resonance from any natural creature while it's under the effect of mine. Given the strange properties of a flower we collected. When the miasma is... So, does there have to be a miasma storm and it has to be a natural creature? Is that what he's asking of me? Is there anything like that currently? Is there any miasma storm going on with a creature in it? There's one, but it's an arc. Here's one. Over to Nevron. Okay. This might be it. I don't really... It's a miasma storm, and there's a natural creature. It's not an arc. So let's hope that that's what it is.
I'm with you, Bryn. Didn't expect the miasma to be so intense over the scry.
You get used to it. Just have to use a more gentle touch and feel the way it slides.
Who's the big guy? Does it have different combat abilities because they're in this weird miasma storm? going so fast. That's what I needed. I would have died right there. I would have been. I think I still have a little bit of this tail still left to knock off. Thought I got it all, but there's a little piece right there. Yep.
Since we know precisely under what conditions it was harvested, it will be perfect for our study.
Got plenty of materials too. Okay. Can't catch me. You guys aren't allowed through the thing. We stopped that. Did that yesterday. Made it so they can't go through the moon gates. Alright, so now we need to go to the pyre. These enemies up here. Is more dangerous than the fire guy. Still heading up this direction.
I'll need to place the toy ark on the high pyre.
Who's going to attack me during this, right?
Sad to burn such a sweet toy. Now to collect the ashes. Though the flame abates and the ash grows cold, let she who worshipped you rest in eternal warmth.
Beautiful, Bryn.
I'm sure I will. There it is again. The scry is cutting in and out. Dom? Aurea?
We're... Can you hear me now?
You're back.
While you bring the ashes to Cassidon's hold, I'll analyze the scry. Something strange is afoot.
Agreed. Like somebody's trying to communicate with me through the scry, which I'm not a big fan of.
And then the priest says, that's not how you extinguish the holy flame.
I thought you never extinguished the holy flame.
They make certain exceptions when it threatens centuries-old tapestries.
You never talked about your time in the church.
They're not happy memories.
No, but they're yours.
Then let's not fight again so I have more time to share them.
That's unreasonable. Let's just make sure we're talking.
Of course, my love. After all, I love you like I love you.
I love you too.
Aw, shucks. Alright. What's next?
What's the verdict with the resonance comparisons, Dom? Are we all doomed?
Not doomed, no. But I have every reason to be concerned. Tangles only form in areas of intense magical concentration. That they're so common here in the Enclave makes it clear that this place is overflowing with magic. Have you ever blown into a bladder until it pops? I worry that's where we're headed.
No. Have you?
Ah. Well, I am from Renland.
The patterns did show signs of change then.
He ignores that.
Subtle but present. What was intriguing was watching them relax over time. As if the miasma caused them to contract like a muscle.
So things might recover if we could bring an end to the tangles?
I think so. How exactly we pursue that agenda, I'm not sure. But we have several leads we can pursue.
We have to tell the Axel, though. She needs to know about this so we can take every precaution.
Oh. We?
Yeah. It's time. Meet you there.
Wait, you're not gonna make me do it? Very interesting. Thought I was just gonna be the one who has to do everything. Isn't that how that always works? It's not a salvage all but legendaries mechanic, or whatever one you're on currently, you know? Like, maybe like all but purples, or something. No, gotta go through them individually. Alright, we got 200, which isn't really enough to do much with. I could see if I need some stuff for the more upgrading. Can't really buy much, but I could probably maybe upgrade one. So let's get this one that's level 2 up, so I can actually upgrade this now. Okay. So I need 3 leather, or 3 iron leather, and then 3, 4 purified cernet. I'm 1 short. Damn. 1 short. Only need 7. Yep, 1 short. Damn.
Both of you this time. Must be important.
It is. We've identified a long-term risk to our people. A source of decay in our enchanted devices. And I've prepared a list of safety measures we should take.
You have.
Yes, we... Wait. Why did you say that like you already know?
Arakim, do you know how intense the competition to become Axel truly is? Even in our diminished state, it is ruthless. Each guild jockeying for its representative to be elevated. To win the seat, you need allies, knowledge, and the will to use both.
You've been watching us this whole time.
I have been watching you, Bryn. Yes. I have been judging Arakim.
Always a test.
What I have seen is growth. Your enthusiasm and energy has
You're gonna make him
never
the
been
eye?
in question. But your judgment and initiative have often been rash. But in working with Bryn's band, I've seen you set goals, lead plans, move from asking permission to making your case, just as you came here to do, did you not? To lay out a set of clear steps we should take to preserve our new scries and keep our people safe?
Yes, that is exactly what I was going to do.
You should act on your recommendations with my complete support. I know you're not making them lightly, and they affect your people the most. So yes, it was a test. And as Khan, it will be the first of many.
You just said Khan.
I did. The scouts have been ignored for far too long, as we try to pretend everything is as it was. Enough. Unless you disagree, Arik.
No. Not at all. We've been pushing for this forever.
Now he's gonna get a spot in the council.
Good. And you should thank Bryn when we're done. She raised a very salient point in our last chat that swept away the last of my hesitations. Now take a knee, would you? There's work to be done, and neither of us is really built for fancy ceremonies. If we have learned anything in the past while, it's that standing too firmly on ceremony costs us time and opportunities. We, as a people, would have withered and died without the tireless efforts of your scouts and their forebearers. And yet we have not recognized them out of fear of tipping a balance that was already lost. And so I elevate you, Arakim Katabi, to the station of Khan of the Enclave, and grant you the title of Guide. May your initiative and care...
No, the spindle,
chart a
axle, and the
path
eye, and
for
others
us
the
all.
guide. Okay.
I performed the rite, and I brought you the ashes.
Thank you, Bryn. Isla admired you. She would be honored that you did this for her.
It's not how she would have wanted things. I should have been there.
Enough! I know you're grieving. We all are. But you are no longer the Eye. And this disrespectful conduct ends now. You owe Bryn a thank you. And an apology for that matter. And probably a great deal more than that. Not only has she gone out of her way to perform the rite for your daughter, but she saved us all from certain death at the Grand Gate too. None of which she would ever have had to do if it weren't for your...
for my actions. I know! I know! It's all my fault. I should have been there. Not at the temple. At the Grand Gate. I should have stayed. The way she looked at me when I left her there. I'll never forget it. I could fill a city with my mistakes. I should have supported her work. I should never have lied to her. My regrets will drown me.
Maybe they should.
Maybe they should.
My mother used to say, you can drown in your grief, or learn to swim in it. It is unfair that you lost a child, no matter the circumstances. I am so sorry that happened to you. But now you have a choice. You can spend the rest of your days counting the ways you failed your daughter. Or you can dedicate every breath you have left to her.
How?
Just do one small thing a day that would make her proud to call you her father. Start by helping us finish the work you wish you had supported in her life.
It's too late for that, I'm afraid. If you'll excuse me.
Oh, so he's just gonna go and commit suicide, didn't he?
There is one thing. The Ark in your camp. The one she wanted to restore. It's called the Ark of Verdance. An enchantress named Lucia de Crassus built it.
Lucia.
Consider it a thank you for what you've done.
I'm not sure what that last part had to do with anything, but, alright. Go back to the Axle, because she confirmed that she's okay. Are you okay, lady? I know you're a bird and all, but...
better from him. But that was probably all he's capable of, come to think of it. We all deserved better from him.
What will you do now?
Take care of my people. Someone needs to. And you? You're going to try to fix the Arks.
Isla saw something in the Arks no one else did. The Enclave's legacy, innovation and ambition. We can't let her death be in vain. Her work must be finished.
I wish I could help, but Arks were Isla's expertise, not mine. Still, I agree. That Ark allowed you to pass safely through the Tangles, where Surgeborn go to regenerate. If you're going to try to fix it, consider me heavily invested in your progress.
It's too great an advantage to ignore. I'll keep you updated.
Okay. I'm gonna go see what that thing over there has. Hey, Growth. Growth's good. Thanks for following, man. Alright, I'm gonna go check to see what's going on over there. The weird little Surgeborn talking thing. Find out what's actually gonna happen. I actually talk to it. Doesn't seem like there's a quest that says go talk to it. But let's do it anyway.
I knew you'd be back. Dreadfully predictable.
What if I didn't come back? What happened then?
And here I thought I surprised you. Or was your herald getting kicked back to the source part of the plan?
Don't steal credit. Your great icon pushed us back, not you. And I'm quite certain it didn't survive the battle. Judging by the way you charged straight to the Grand Gate upon hearing my plan, you favor misguided heroics. Let me guess. You're going to try for a rematch.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Let's not lie to each other. I like you.
Can't say the feeling's mutual.
Come now, I want to be confidants. Friends, even.
Fine. Let's be friends. Why don't you tell me what the Surgeborn are after so I can help you get it?
I told you. Don't lie to me. But because my offer of friendship is genuine, I'll tell you.
Genuine.
I'm after the same thing you're after. Magic. And the power that comes with it.
But Surgeborn already wield magic.
Not nearly enough of it. You know the lust for magical power is insatiable. Why else are you risking everything to tear strands of it from behemoths?
I'm not power hungry.
Don't lie. Especially when your actions betray your words with such ease.
Kenrick Stanold is in rough shape after being your confidant.
I would never treat you like I treated him.
Right, yeah, we're special.
Special. Trust me.
Doubt it.
See you.
I don't really think we gain anything from talking to this person, so let's just leave. Especially since there's no quest that says go and talk to it. I don't really think there's a point. So let's actually head back.
My light. I remember the day you were born, vividly. When I held you, my heart was so full it threatened to break. And I know your mother felt the same way. For all her flaws, she would be so proud of you. I am so proud of you.
Why she has something.
Dom, the interference I'm experiencing during expeditions is concerning. Is there any chance our scry is degrading like the ones belonging to the Enclave?
No. I'm positive this is something else entirely. Our scry remains unchanged. We have the means to test for degradation, and there is none. I'll need to investigate further.
As long as it doesn't give out on us completely in the meantime.
However, I have taken a look at the Spindle's copy of the workings of Archons, and thankfully, the writing is far more legible than Lucia's. And her notes are significantly less paranoid at that.
About that, Kenrick Stanold told me that Lucia wasn't just tinkering with the Ark we followed through the Veil. She built it. The Ark of Verdance.
That is quite the revelation. What was it for?
That was all Kenrick could tell me. Or wanted to tell me. But Sev mentioned that Kenrick had been feeding Isla information about a failsafe for the Source. Could the Ark of Verdance be the fix she was working on without realizing it?
Yes. Yes! That could be it. Genius, Bryn. On my side, I dug into her notes. She was working on a way to fully restore our Ark for us. She was so close to a schematic, intricate, elaborate, masterful. And I finished it. Solar has the final design ready for you. Essentially, we'll be creating a power core for the Ark. Most notably, we'll need a special part, a bar of shaped coral. This is the final key for an Ark to be functional on its own without a Weaver channeling magic into it.
If we had built a power core earlier, could her death have been prevented?
She only made this discovery in the final days of her life, through researching all the Ark parts we had supplied her. Her research even theorizes that using one's own magic to power an Ark for brief amounts of time could result in death.
So she knew she was going to die at the Grand Gate?
She knew exactly what would happen, and did it anyway. That's courage.
We can't let it be in vain. So, Then the Ark of Verdance is our failsafe. Your design will get it running. Where can I find the shaped coral?
She suspected it was kept in the Archon's hearth, stored near natural coral deposits for its regenerative properties.
Gotta go back to the thing then. Hey, what do you got, lady?
Have you ever felt like you couldn't trust the people around you?
A few times. But I try my hardest to rebuild that trust when it crumbles. Some people haven't shown they deserve that effort, so they don't get it. Is there something that's putting you on edge?
It's Sev, and how he was collaborating with the Eye behind our backs.
Oh? I can understand, but you didn't exactly seem blown away by the revelation.
I didn't have time to process it. I have now, and the more I think about it, the more upset I feel. Logically, I understand the situation. I can trace the weave of circumstance that forced his hand and led to his deception. I know he had no choice, and I've even forgiven him. I said the words to his face, so why am I still so angry?
That's a tough one.
It reminded me again of Udea. Will the fear and the manipulation follow me forever? Will it taint everything? The secrets, the lies, the subterfuge. The Maida may seem a balmy paradise, but in reality, it is a toxic swamp. Every fiber of my being is screaming at the prospect of having my life ruined by this again.
All right. It's clear that sitting around base camp chewing on this isn't doing you any good. You need a distraction.
Possibly. What did you have in mind?
The Axel must be overwhelmed right now. Let's find something to help her with.
I'm amenable to this. Shall I let you ask her, or...?
Oh, no. You're coming with me.
I suppose it'd be good to catch up with her, and I'll meet you at Cassidy's Hold, then. See you soon.
Okay, I have anything to compile with her. Don't people want to talk? I got things to do. Like what? There's a flash freeze here, damn. I think it's about to be daytime, so I think that'll reset here in a second. So let's go to Cassidy's Hold, do this thing for the Axle, and then we'll come back and see if the day resets the weather going on.
Bryn and Lane, to what do I owe the pleasure?
We're hoping that there's something you can help us with. Or rather, we're hoping that there's something we can help you with.
I'm not sure I follow.
I've been at a loose end, gnawing on painful thoughts, only growing more despondent in the process.
Huh.
So we're here to focus on problems that are a little more tangible. What can we help you with?
That is very kind of you.
Doing it for
I've
ourselves.
had a great deal of difficulty keeping on top of things.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
We're here to help. Like I said.
Right. I've got a petition from the scouts here somewhere. Let me find it. Arakim has been nagging me about accessing the Archon's hearth. Its stores of raw material could busy our forge masters for months. Now that I'm technically in charge, I'm loath to follow Kenrick's lead in recklessly sending the scouts into dangerous situations. What I'm lacking to make that call is intelligence on the Archon's hearth. Our documentation is decades out of date.
I've already spent a lot of time in there, actually. It was pretty hot, from what I recall.
Dangerous too, one would assume. Can you elaborate on what you saw in there?
While exploring where the arcs were assembled, I couldn't help but imagine how busy it must have been back before the set. Archons seem big when I'm fighting them, but the scale feels totally different when they're attached to a scaffold.
Fascinating.
Well, it was only one area that was particularly hot, but all of it was dangerous.
I assume you refer to the Arcane Foundry, then?
Yeah. It was on another level to what you've got here at the Hold, or what we have at camp. I can't imagine how many Archon parts they produced per day. The most interesting part was where they grew the coral. I could feel the magic running through it.
It is a reminder that there are still lost secrets to be found.
Exactly. Anyway, there's lots going on in there. Do you think it's safe enough to send in the scouts?
Not quite. I still have grave concerns about the fluctuating heat levels.
I believe I may have a solution for that. A potion that will maintain your body temperature even in the hottest conditions. I don't quite have the equipment to make it yet, but the knowledge is there.
That's wonderful news. That said, I would like a demonstration to be sure they work.
A fair stipulation. Some sort of combat encounter in the Archon's hearth under the hottest possible conditions. Fighting an Archon that relies on fire magic would be ideal to demonstrate the potion's efficacy.
You know I'm always up for a challenge.
I have no doubt in your abilities, after what I've witnessed you achieve.
Well then, I'll be back once I've felled a mighty construct.
You're gonna make me fight the goddamn thing anyway? Son of a bitch. Archon's Forge and the oh no! The other quest? Defeat a fiery arc and the Archon's hearth while under the effects of Flame Shroud File. Where would the... Okay,
The Archon's
actually,
hearth once more.
does it say that I need to get a fiery Archon and the Archon's hearth? Okay, so it has to be in here.
Wish Isla was here to guide me.
I could assist in her absence.
What the? Grin, what?
Aurea, the scry has been compromised by the sun. Stay off it.
Compromised is such a strong word. I just want to talk. So, what are we looking for in the Archon's heart? I know the end works well. It is my region, after all.
Like I would tell you.
Whatever plan you've concocted, it would be better if we worked together.
You murdered my friend.
Technically, I didn't touch her. Just
Where's this big guy at?
She lacked the stamina to follow through on what she started.
There he is.
Bar-shaped core. You and I have such similar tastes in pleasure. Whatever your we could accomplish it with your minds together.
I can imagine.
Just 3 off. Can't hear what she's saying over the combat.
I must be getting close to where the Enclave stored shaped bars. Will the Surgeborn know what happened again? I guess that's a risk I need to take. Ugh. I suppose if anywhere we're going to be taken, it would be this place.
Lots of the records were lost. But we know the real innovation happened down here.
And the Enclave's innovations took a long time. Right.
Alright, so now we just gotta wait for them to go on fire. That hit me somehow. Hoping that when I'm clinging onto him, he goes, like, in his overheat mode. There he goes. There's miasma over here. Miasma, dude. What's he doing? Just waiting for him to go on fire again. Alright, on fire now. There was little ants. Okay. I'm big boy. Not sure if we're gonna beat him with this, but we'll find out. Oh. Oh, it's doing that thing again where I can't do anything. No! I hate dumb mechanics. I hate dumb mechanics. I hate dumb mechanics. I can't get on it because it's fucking too much or it's too far. You gotta be right in the Goldilocks zone or you're fucked. I'm trying to hit the one thing in front of me, but I can't unless I climb. And if I climb, I go over it, so then I can't hit it. So I have to get off and try it again, and I try it again, and try it again, and then I can't fucking, I gave up on that one, so I went to the fucking other one, and then I can hit it one time, so I hit it again, and then for whatever reason, the second time misses, for no reason. I didn't move at all. I was in the same position with the first time hit, but the second time didn't, so I was like, well, fuck off is what it is. So I hate this goddamn fucking boss. It's fucking awful. So now I got my fucking flame thing going, which I have no idea if it's gonna be enough or not. Because it takes forever to get in position of being on fire again. It's annoying as all hell. Like your flame thing doesn't last long enough. Why this is not registering? I'm hitting it. Now I'm There goes my vial, so it's about to run out. It might be actually better to try to kill him the old-fashioned way instead of trying to get a strand, because honestly, I don't know. One thing is, like, we shouldn't use the strand until we get the potion until afterwards. Break the hammer, because the rest of it is just climb to his shoulder. And that's in the worst possible spot he could possibly have done that. How am I missing? How am I missing? How am I missing? I'm dead. I'm gonna see if there's any more of these materials over here. Alright, is there any other quests in here? Oh, that's it.
The Surgeborn in the Howling Jail somehow has access to the scry.
We know. I can feel it in there with me. It's not pleasant. We need to do something fast.
The good news is, as far as we can tell, it only has access when you're in the underworks. At most, it seems to cause interference when you're above ground. We don't think it can listen in.
Until we can block its presence, best to keep use of the scry to a minimum.
But don't you have to use the scry every time I go? Go out?
All right. How are we going to fix this?
The reason Aurea can sense the Surgeborn presence on the scry is likely because it's wielding magic to communicate. The same way Aurea's mantle pulls magic from the air to contact you. However, unlike Aurea, the Surgeborn can't pull magic from the air around it. Otherwise, it would be talking to you all the time.
But it can only reach me when I'm underground.
Where the tangles are most dense. We need to cut off its access to raw magic.
That's where the spindle comes in. Thanks to her, we finally have the missing piece to get our escort here running.
It was a failsafe in the case that the source needed to be repaired. The Ark of Verdance will create a safe bubble against the tangles, which would be the natural consequence of any failure of the source.
Just like it did with the Veil.
Exactly. But without the crushing weight that caused it to fail.
So, the plan. We get the Ark to the source, it stabilizes the Enclave.
Or at the very least, starts the process.
If the Herald waiting down there doesn't destroy it first, I'll need to take it down. If this plan is going to work.
That sounds dangerous.
It might be a risk worth taking.
We have to. The Enclave is overflowing with raw magic, and this source is clearly the root of the problem. Too many tangles have led to the floods. They allow the Surgeborn to communicate and infect our enchantments. Without the source under control, we will never reclaim the Enclave.
Then that's our plan. We build a power core, then we speak to the Axle.
I'll join you at Cassidon's Hold.
Okay.
And with this power core, we can fix our Arc of Verdance. I think this is what they call a full circle moment.
Huh. Lately, I feel like I've been running in circles.
Hey, I know things look bleak, but this is a win. Don't
win.
let Talon rob you of it. You're finishing her work, after all.
You're right.
I always am. Now, I think you've got a meeting with the Axle.
I always am. That's pretty confident. Now, lifting the shroud does that. We still haven't done the Institute thing yet. Alright. You ever want to try to upgrade pieces in my stuff? Pretty sure I needed that. Something else is level 3, right?
I've always wanted to build something like this.
That's level 4. What was the next closest leveling up? We just need 4 iron leather. Can get. No, I can only get 1.
Oh, Bryn, how did it go?
It worked amazingly. In fact, I was almost too cold.
Oh, I must have prepared it incorrectly. Perhaps too much stirring.
I'm kidding, Lane. It was perfect.
Ah, your elevated wit eludes me once again.
If you two are done messing around, it's excellent to hear that the potions worked. Lane, what sort of quantities can we produce for the scouts?
As much as you need. It's not hard to make.
That's very good news. I wonder why the Eye never explored this as an option.
I would assume the reason sits somewhere between lack of care and gross negligence. Speaking of the Eye, Bryn, the Axel and I had a chance to sit and talk for a while. Would you believe that she isn't his biggest fan either?
There were some subtle context clues that tipped me off.
We were indeed not very cordial with each other at the best of times.
In particular, the way he kept secrets rubbed us both the wrong way. We found ourselves in agreement that any new government here should be built on a foundation of trust and respect.
A foundation that will only be built if we secure our survival. Lane and I don't agree on everything, but it was good to sit and speak with someone who understands the nature of the work I'm doing.
It's not every day that one has the privilege of watching a new order emerge.
Perhaps you will be here to document it.
I should like that very much. The story of a new enclave should be made available to all. Every detail, out in the light. I'm struck with inspiration. I need to return to base camp and get started on my history. To be here as it's being written. To be the one writing it. Oh, what a privilege.
Oh, they're gone. Do they always do that?
Yes.
Do
That's a
they,
very
as we're talking about
frequent
multiple
occurrence.
people.
Well, with my mind at ease, for now, at least, I will thank you and bid you farewell. My list of petitions is smaller by 1, for the moment.
We're here to help. Talk later. Khan Arteme, my Weaver Band has repaired the Ark we followed through the Veil and discovered its true purpose.
To nullify the tangles at the source so it can be repaired.
Its anti-magic properties are why we were able to follow it through the Veil in the first place.
I see.
If we could get it to the source, we believe it could stabilize the Enclave.
Except the Grand Gate was broken when the Ark pushed the Herald back through it.
Surely there must be another way to reach the source.
Now that it's repaired, couldn't this Ark be used to leave the Enclave the way you came?
In theory, sure.
What are you saying, Khan Arteme?
It's time for someone to protect my people. I need to use that Ark to get us all out of here.
You would leave with the Surgeborn running loose? Or worse, allow them to spread and wreak havoc across the Maida in your wake?
No one has succeeded in stopping them yet. We've been trapped inside the Enclave for decades. It's time to set ourselves free before the Surgeborn overtake Cassidon's hold and kill us all.
In moments like these, we can't give in to our worst fears. That's what Kenrick did, and look where it got him.
We're only still here because the Spindle was brave. Honor that.
The Surgeborn has infiltrated our scry. It's learning how to use our enchantments against us. If we don't put a stop to this madness, how long until they overtake the Arks? Or bring down the Veil and spread across the Maida?
That is concerning. Still, let's be clear. Even if you could reach the source, there's a massive Surgeborn that almost killed you lurking down there.
I'll be ready for the Herald this time.
And what are you going to do about all the tangles? Punch them before they disintegrate you?
Sev believes the Ereliths can manipulate raw magic and are responsible for miasma. We think if we can control the Ereliths, we can make the source safer.
Interesting. You've put more thought into this than I'd expected.
What do you think we were going to do? Just go there and show up and say, hey, let's get this done without any preparation?
But, as you've said, you have no way to reach the source.
Fine. Our plan has a few kinks to iron out.
More than a few.
How about this? If you can just give us time to present you with the final plan, it'll be your call whether or not we move forward on it.
I suppose that's fair. I can't pack up this stronghold in a day.
One more thing. It's clear by now the Enclave hides its secrets well. If there's any information on the source, I need access to it.
There are private records that can only be accessed with the Eye's signet. I suppose he's not using it at the moment, but...
Bryn did just save your people from certain death not too long ago.
Fine. You can borrow it.
Fine,
You should find
I guess.
information at the Spire in Upper Denevron, the Bastion, and the Institute.
Oh, this just made me hopscotch
We'll
everywhere.
arrange a meeting with you when we're ready.
Good luck.
Okay, we're hopscotching places. That sounds like great times. We gotta go to the Institute for this one. Let's go to the Institute one first. That's the one that's been sitting there for a while. It doesn't actually say where in the Institute this is. In Ramos Canal. Where is that? Okay, it's down there by...
See those
Not
massive
sure.
pipes running along the roof? Norian design. I recognized them earlier, and they prompted my investigation into the Norians and the Enclave.
I can see why Stanhill chose you as his lackey.
Man, I can't kill it. What the hell? What's happening right now?
Thanks, Bryn. You're looking for tablet. starts with a circle marked by 6
Damn.
dots. They're both black.
Oh, I was using the wrong magic, that's why I was doing that.
Back.
Why not
Oh, I
write
can't
it to
physically
me
do anything.
instead?
I'm literally stuck. Okay, so these are literally right underneath this rock. So oh,
That's one of them, Bryn. I hope they would still be down here.
What should we expect?
The Norians were experimenting without informing the Enclave on the aeroliths. They wanted them to do more than just moderate the weather. They wanted to control it.
They got tired of long winters? Gloomy days?
Think bigger. If you control the rain in a desert, you control the land itself.
Why not just offer incredible power and endless life to the rulers?
I thought I killed you. So that's right there. Go over here, they'll go over there. I'm not sure. Oh, great. Wait, what? I think it hit that thing for a split second and gained its armor back. It's dumb. Okay. Missed. Oh, that's right. She's not using my shield. Or my, sword.
That should be enough for us to piece their research together, Bryn.
How delightful. The fussy one has you running his errands. And lo, he is pleased.
Shush. Will I be learning how Norians hide their information, Sev?
Yes. And if word gets out, we're both going to be hunted.
The best knowledge is always dangerous.
I like this one.
Alright, so about research, and this one was go to an Institute's Eastern Circuit. So that one is that way. So we still got something in the Institute we still got to do, so we'll do that while we're here. Well, reason to leave and we have to come back anyway, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm hitting through it. That sees me from way over there. Oh, the game almost screwed me. And then the game did screw me.
Brace for it.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Love the game just like, we know you're gonna get screwed, but we're gonna fuck you anyway just to make 100% sure you're pissed. Bunch of materials we just lost.
Let me guess. You're trying to find another way to reach the source. I'm all for it. We'll be able to speak more easily there.
Ugh, I'm sick of your voice already.
Such impoliteness is uncommon to me. Your parents raised you to be a nice, respectful girl. I spoke of his own daughter. Those are the core values your kind instills in their offspring.
Field notes from an expedition to the source shortly after. Enchanters suffered severe damage to the coral. Participating in the expedition were sworn to secrecy by the Allied powers.
It just threw me off of it. That's fair. All that climbing just threw me off. I love how it misses. Can you stop missing? You. Just threw me off. I have everything out of it, so what's missing? Oh, that's right, it has to do that, I keep forgot. I forgot that it has to knock itself out. Oh, well, since I fought one of these guys, I was like, wait, what am I missing to this guy? Did it?
I shouldn't be surprised the Norians use a fluid to conceal their secrets. It's ingenious, really. An acid of sorts that can etch the writing into the metal invisibly. And when you apply another compound, it oxidizes. It's like a legible rust. And yet, after you're done, you can just wipe it clean and it flakes off.
Medium aside, what did we learn?
As Sev expected, research on the aeroliths. It's a bit outside my speciality, so I passed it to Dam.
And how are we feeling about Sev's revelations?
It's not like I've never kept things from my friends, and I generally keep them from my family, so I empathize. But I don't keep them from the band. Anyway, Dam's waiting.
Okay.
Lane said I should talk to you about the plates we found for Sev.
Perhaps you could walk with me?
Sure.
I have already passed my notes on. This conversation isn't about them. I wanted to ask how you're doing with regards to Sev.
At the end of the day, he broke his oath for us. I respect that. As soon as he felt there was a risk to the band, he correctly warned us.
It's true. His judgment has been better than his timing. Still, what we're seeing now is the chrysalis of a capable and intriguingly well-informed young man.
He's going to go so much further with us than with the Norians.
Ultimately, I will say this. There was a time in my life I walked away from everything I held most important. Sev is handling it better than I did. He's not angry or bitter, he's just working through the problem. It's kind of you to help him. I'm sure he appreciates it more than he'll ever be able to say. Sev already has my notes. Good luck in your endeavors.
Okay. Where the hell did you bring us, dude? So we're right underneath Lane, who could have heard our entire conversation.
Exciting news, Bryn.
You figured out how to clear the source?
Nothing quite that far along, but we are a step closer. As I suspected, the Norians were doing experiments not even Enclave leadership knew about. Not to just stabilize the weather, but directly control its extremes.
Which is pretty much what we're seeing the aeroliths do, here and now.
I honestly think that these experiments, left unattended, are the direct cause of the wild temperature changes. Likely contributed to the floods as well, though I suspect Asylum was the larger cause there. Regardless, if I can pick up where their research left off, we might have a solution to our problem at the source.
What will it take to move from might have a solution to definitely have a solution for the source?
The research you recovered focused on using patterns from creatures with natural flame and frost affinity. It used those patterns to briefly augment one part of the enchantments woven into an aerolith.
Use flame magic to tilt the aerolith hotter for a time?
Yes, exactly. And they had some success with it, proving the methods viable.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but too bad there aren't miasma creatures.
There's one, and Dharm already managed to recover some of its pattern.
But not enough?
Oh, absolutely enough. You've been working hard and it's paid off. I needed an exquisite resonance from all three types of magic. And we have that.
That's fantastic. Is that it then?
We're going to combine them with the Norian's notes and Dharm's studies of the Herald to build a device to influence the aeroliths. I gave the design to Sola. She said it should be doable, but wants your approval on which materials to use.
If this could pull miasma out of the source somehow, sign me up.
Okay.
It's the most promising lead I have. And it's very promising indeed.
Here, a bond of trust.
That was one of the most complicated things we've ever collectively assembled.
I hope it wasn't too much.
Not at all. The only tough part was Dom hovering the entire time. He's enthralled with this device.
Oh, well,
I'm teasing you, Seth. I'm not sure if you'll still be my apprentice after all this, but I will tease you.
No more learning to smith.
Now, I'm not saying that. We just need to figure out what comes next together. Which brings me to the question of the hour. You were already a Norian. Why did you want to be my apprentice anyway?
Rambralem.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. You could have just told me.
That's a cultural thing for you, isn't it?
Oh, you know. Yes.
I have no idea what that
Very
means.
much so. But yes, Sola. I'm sorry. I was afraid if you dug too hard into my past, you might learn about the Norians.
And they don't like people digging.
No, they truly don't. That is your answer, though.
And this is your intricate doodad. I cannot wait to see what it does.
Doodad. Alright. Now we have the, thing. Balance subscription to Denevron Market in a lower Denevron. Which is funny because we need to go to the lower Denevron, but we don't need to go to the upper Denevron. That. What's missing with this too?
It's a little bit beautiful, isn't it? It's like reaching into the past and shaking hands with its designer. we have achieved much.
I think she'd be happy to see it up and running.
Oh, my nose is all runny.
I think so too. Plans set in motion decades ago. Slowly ticking towards fruition.
5 degrees in my room. Okay. Alright, let's go to the Lower Denevron, get the doodad up in place, and then let's go and do Upper Denevron and the Bastion. Lower Denevron, and there's my asthma. Of course. I wonder if this will actually clear out all the weather effects from all the areas. Like, will they all stay clear now? I don't know. Probably not. Might have to kill the living flame, though. Guys, do it. Fire! 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 Game! Fire! What is happening? I was holding L2 square or R2, L2 R2, fucking whatever, and the game's like, don't care. Like, there's like a weird fucking delay. Like, what's going on right now? There's one right fucking there too.
This airlift should be perfect, Bryn.
Right.
Third one's right behind me.
Done.
That's all we needed. The others have been helping me with a little project on the side. A surprise for you.
No hints.
You'll see.
There's one of those things that summon enemies to kill you. And they don't notice me, and we're out. Okay, I don't know how you would even destroy those things with the whole, you know...
What has Sev been building?
Miasma everywhere. Could even build those. Where is that? Did you tell me I can actually change the weather?
What's all this, big guy?
The culmination of all our efforts, Bryn.
He wanted it to be a surprise.
Consider me impressed. But what exactly does it do?
He hasn't told you?
As Casman said, I wanted it to be a surprise.
Sev, we all do better work with context. This is something you're going to need to get used to.
Yeah. You're a weaver now. I heard you say so yourself.
It's the culmination of an Orion dream. But unlike them, I'm not going to use it to put a nation in a stranglehold. No. I'm going to change the weather. For you.
For me?
Yes. It will take some resources, so let's be judicious, but yes. We can change the weather before your expeditions.
Well, this is incredible.
Raw materials it's gonna ask for me.
Making it happen.
It's... well, it's not simple for me. But for you, I'll keep it simple. If we want to make a change before you leave, We can do it as part of the preparation. The aerolifts are all connected. And the device we created will let me give them a... let's call it a shove for a day or so.
We've run some limited tests, and everything holds up. It's really rather ingenious.
And will give you quite the edge. Imagine tossing a drought when a frost creature is hunting.
That make the frost creature weaker?
It can affect my asthma, too, yes?
Yes, it can. Which is promising. If we can clear you a path somehow to the source, we know the Ark of Verdance should be able to give you a clear workspace.
For machinery repair and herald elimination alike.
Exactly. Now you need to find a way to reach the source. And I need to find a way to clear that path. Still, promising.
Alright. This new design allows him to alter the weather in any location for the remainder of the day. This modification can be done at the loom gate. Doing so requires numerous alchemical concoctions and delicate device, so each alteration costs supplies. Casman can upgrade upgrade his workstation to make it more efficient. Wait, he has a workstation now? He does. Too bad I don't have any actual supplies to salvage for that. Because I've been using them all for creating my character. Didn't look like anything changed. $25 materials for the second one. Wonder why it's so much less. Alright, with him, all the stuff's been maxed. Okay.
You look like you've got something on your mind, Sev.
Struggling a little, perhaps. I find myself torn.
Between Casmin's stews and Darn's spiced pork? Same.
Pork. Stew gets in my fur. That aside, I find myself both wanting to tear down the Norians and redeem them. Surely not everything they did was self-serving politics. There had to be some craft or artistry behind it.
Of course. No organization goes up trying to be evil or be bad. There had to be probably some good in it, at least at the very beginning.
That's the part of Norian-ness that appeals to you?
Recently I found records, experiments, to improve flow rates across the tapestry.
Better pipes?
Pretty much. The team was working on it right around the time the surge hit.
Any idea where?
Not too far from here. Odd they'd set up in a swamp, but perhaps it was a stress test.
We're going to have to fix the Enclave eventually. Better pipes can't hurt. I'll check it out.
You are tireless, Brim.
I believe we need every edge we can get. This place keeps throwing us surprises, and preparation is key.
You're right. But we all notice how hard you work. I know what it feels like to work without praise. Feels good to shine a little sun on your achievements.
So where's that quest want me to go? Vidger's Mire? Actually, where in Ginger's Mire? Shrine. Okay, that's actually right next to this Zoom gate. I trying to check what the weather was. Oops. I guess you can't affect the weather unless you do it at this loom gate. Probably can't do it on the fly. Oh well.
This is the Norian side, Seth.
Yes. They were working out of that cave.
Sheltered, yet deadly. Probably wasn't that way before the surge. Shipping crates, marked Project Junction 4X9.
Sounds familiar. I'll look into it.
Abandoned in a hurry.
Anyone who survived the tapestry overloading probably ran for the nearest loom gate.
It And we're getting really close to beating the game. I don't think there's enough probably for a stream tomorrow. I want to do like miscellaneous stuff and like see what's like achievements I might have missed.
About our Norian findings. Would you forgive an observation before we start?
Sure. What's up?
I walked up to the Axle and just asked her. And she answered. Reasonably happy to help. Aram could get used to this.
And what did the combination of your excellent minds discover?
That marking you found. For Junction 4X9. It's a location code. The Norians and Enclave had a system to track the flow of raw magic. The Khan and I did some archival digging, and we know where it's located.
Since you know where this Junction X... whatever is, am I heading there?
Not just yet. I don't want to waste your time.
Oh?
My working theory is that they used that junction to rebalance the flow of raw magic to their worksite.
To what end?
If they wanted to test new piping technology, they'd need contents for the pipe. Water wouldn't behave like raw magic does. Compression and so on. Major junctions had valves that changed the pressures and flow, but took specialized tools to operate.
How specialized, exactly?
They were Norians. Why use a wrench when you can make a special secret wrench?
A wrench hunt, then. Sounds like a trick they play on junior artisans.
I doubt we'll just find one lying around. We did, however, find the designs. Encoded, of course.
I bet Solo's already heating up the forge.
Yes. I wish they didn't use such exotic alloys, but magical flow control requires them.
It's okay, Sev. I'm on it.
Okay. We're in piping conduit patch. Oh. This stuff is not cheap. Lapsite and then Idrisil. Which Idrisil only 5? I haven't 10. Hey, can I buy it? I think that was enough. How much am I short on? Probably like 1. Yep. Wish it would tell me like how many of what I'm out of. I have. I want to buy more than what I need. One, okay.
Takes you back, doesn't it? Just like when we first arrived, trying to get things working, unaware there's a whole twist of piping under our feet.
One day we're just trying to get a loom gate functional.
And the next, we're going to have to face the heart of the Enclave and figure out how to fix this damned place.
If anyone can do it, it's Bryn.
Oh, of course you can. Anyway, enough of that. Do we need to send a team?
No. The valves were designed to be worked easily, even by one person. All it should
Of course,
take is
because
a
the game
steady eye
focused
and a
on one
strong arm.
character.
Asher strong? Or do I need to channel my inner big burly Ram?
You should be fine. That said, I do think all of you would look better with tusks.
You're entitled to your incorrect opinion.
Ha! So, feel
Incorrect
up to some
opinion.
junction hunting, Bryn.
That was good.
So much safer than my usual quarry. Less mobile, too.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna call it good here, because I think I'm, like, on the cusp of beating the game. I think there might be, like, maybe 2 hours left. I might be able to wriggle some more out of it for tomorrow's streams. Hopefully there'll be enough for the game. But I think we're, like, right on the cusp of beating it. And if I play for, like another hour, like I normally would, I think I'd probably, wouldn't have enough for the next day. But I don't think there's enough time left to beat the game with the amount of time of stream left now. So I'm just going to end the stream just a little bit early. Oh, 30 minutes early. Hopefully there's enough for the stream tomorrow. But we'll have to see, I guess. If not, you know, maybe we'll just get off early tomorrow. Maybe we'll stream another game. Who knows? But yeah, that's going to be the stream for me. Hope you guys liked it. If you guys did, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you guys want to see more. I do stream every single day. I do stream every single day, so follow me, of course, watch me Kick or Twitch. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.